Let's go back to where this story starts, 1950. In November 2022, a company called OpenAI released ChatGPT. But what exactly is AI? AI is replacing something that we thought only human could do. Future problem, it is a present crisis. AI could replace 300 million full-time jobs. AI could eliminate 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs within 5 years. India's IT sector employ over 5 million people directly and 50 million indirectly. The question is not whether you will be affected, you will be. Imagine you studied for 4 years, built skills, cracked your job interview, and finally got placed in a company, and then just 2 years later, your entire job profile is deleted. Not because you performed poorly, but because a machine now does it better, for free, for 24 hours every single day. This is not a dystopian movie. This is happening right now to real people in real companies in India, in America, everywhere. Today we are going to understand what is this AI revolution, who is going to get hit the hardest, who is going to benefit, and most importantly, what should you do right now. Let's go back to where this story starts, 1950. A British mathematician named Alan Turing asks a simple question: can machine think? At that time, computer barely existed, but Turing imagined a future where machines could learn, reason, and respond like humans. Decades passed, technology grew, but AI remained mostly in labs and science fiction movies until something changed. In November 2022, a company called OpenAI released ChatGPT, and in just 5 days it had 1 million users. Compare this, Instagram took 2.5 months to reach 1 million users and Netflix took 3.5 years. The world had never seen technology adopted this fast. This was not just a product launch, this was the beginning of a revolution. But what exactly is AI? Let me give you the simplest explanation possible. AI, artificial intelligence, is a machine's ability to perform tasks that normally requires human intelligence. Think, reading, writing, understanding language, making decisions, even creating arts. The type of AI we are living with today, generative AI, goes even further. It doesn't just analyze data, it creates, it writes essays, it makes images, it writes codes, it composes music, it answers complex legal questions. And here's what makes this different from all previous technologies. Every previous machine replaced physical labor. The tractor replaced the farmer's hand, the assembly line replaced the factory worker's body, but AI is replacing something that we thought only human could do: thinking. Now let's talk numbers, because when you hear numbers like this, you will understand why this is not a future problem, it is a present crisis. Goldman Sachs, one of the most powerful banks in the world, published a report estimating that AI could replace 300 million full-time jobs globally. 300 million. That is the entire working population of the United States. McKinsey's research goes further. By 2030, 14% of the entire global workforce, 375 million workers, will need to completely shift career because of AI. Not just learn new skill, change careers entirely. The World Economic Forum says 83 million jobs could be lost due to technology advances by 2027, the single biggest profession to be wiped out. Data entry jobs, 7.5 million positions gone. Oxford University researchers studied 702 different job types and concluded 47% of the US occupation are at the high risk of being automated in the next 10 to 20 years. And the effect is already visible. Between 2022 and 2025, customer service employment in America dropped by 80,000 positions. In 2025 alone, the tech industry lost over 1 lakh entry-level jobs Not because companies failed, but because AI tool replaced those positions. The most shocking data point, young people are getting hit hardest. Workers between ages 22 and 25 in AI exposed roles saw a 16% drop in employment. Fresh graduates in software engineering, a field that was supposed to be the safest, saw nearly a 20% drop in employment compared to 2022. Let that sink in. The generation that was told, learn to code, you will always have a job. That generation is the first casualty. Let's go sector by sector, and I want you to listen carefully because your profession might be on this list. First, information technology. Every Indian student's dream career, every parent's proudest moment in AI is disrupting it from the inside. AI system on a standardized coding benchmark called SWE bench went from solving just 4.4% of complex programming program in 2023 to 71.7% in 2024. In 1 year, the skill that took humans years to develop, AI mastered in 12 months. Companies like GitHub, owned by Microsoft, launched GitHub Copilot. It writes codes alongside developers, but in many cases, it's not alongside, it's instead of. Junior developers who used to spend entire day writing boilerplate codes, AI does it in seconds. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei, the man building the very AI you fear, himself predicted in 2025 that AI could eliminate 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs within 5 years. Second, finance and banking. Goldman Sachs itself, the very company that published the 300 million job report, has started automating its own legal compliance and trading operations. When the bank that warned you about AI is already using AI to cut its own workforce, you know the threat is real. AI system now score in the top 10% on bar exam simulation and answer 90% of US medical licensing questions correctly. Legal assistants, paralegal, junior lawyers, and their work can increasingly be done by machines. Third, journalism, content writing, graphic design. Professions built on creativity, supposedly safe from automation, but tools like Midjourney, DALL-E, and Sora are generating images, videos, and entire ad campaigns. The advertising industry, which employs thousands of copywriters and designers, is being compressed by AI that can generate 1,000 ad variations in 10 seconds. In 2023, CNET published article written by AI without disclosure. Sports Illustrated was caught publishing AI generated content under fake author names. The media industry is in crisis. And now the one that hit hardest for India specifically, customer service, BPO, business process outsourcing. India built its economy on this. Millions of Indians in cities like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Pune, Chennai working in call centers, data processing, back office operations. The World Economic Forum estimated that 7.5 million data entry jobs will be eliminated by 2027. These are not Americans' jobs. These are disproportionately South Asian jobs, Indian jobs. AI chatbot now handle first-level customer queries with 80% accuracy. Voice AI handles phone calls. Robotic process automation handles data work. The very global advantage India had, cheap skilled English-speaking labor, is being neutralized. Now, before you spiral into panic, let me show you the other side of the data, because this is where most news stops and where the real story actually begins. The World Economic Forum's most recent job report says, yes, 83 million jobs will be lost, but 170 million new jobs will be created by 2030. Net result, a gain of 87 million positions, the largest job creation boom in modern history. AI is not just destroying jobs, it is creating an entire new economy. The professions that are growing because of AI. First, AI and machine learning engineers. The people who build this system. India's demand for AI engineers has grown 45% year over year. Second, prompt engineers. People who know how to talk to AI system and get the best result. A brand new profession that didn't exist 3 years ago now paying salaries of $1.5 lakh to $3 lakh per year in the US. Third, AI ethics and governance. Someone need to ensure AI is fair, unbiased and legal. Governments are hiring, companies are creating entire departments. Fourth, healthcare and aged cares. AI cannot replace human compassion. As populations age, especially in Japan, Europe and increasingly India, demand for human healthcare workers will only rise. The healthcare sector is projected to add 34 million jobs globally by 2030. Fifth, sustainability and green energy. The fight against climate change requires human expertise, policy making and implementation that AI currently cannot replace. Now let's talk about something that statistics cannot fully capture: the human cost. When a factory closes, entire community collapse. The opioid crisis in rural America, economists now link it directly to the loss of manufacturing jobs to automation in 1990s and 2000. The economic pain became personal pain. We are potentially looking at a repeat, but at a faster pace, affecting more educated workers in more countries simultaneously. Here is the psychological reality. 75% of knowledge workers are already using AI tools at work, many of them without telling their managers. People are afraid they are upskilling in secret. They are quietly wondering how long before many companies realize the AI can do my job. This anxiety has a name: AI anxiety. Surveys show rising stress level, imposter syndrome and a fear of becoming irrelevant among professionals aged 25 to 45. And for younger people, the generation entering the workforce right now, there is a unique crisis of identity. They were told, go to college, get a degree, get a job. That social contract, the one that held since the Industrial Revolution, is now cracking. And now let's talk about India, because our story with AI is different from America's or Europe's. It is a double-edged sword. India's IT sector employ over 5 million people directly and 50 million indirectly. We built the world's back office. Companies like Infosys, TCS and Wipro exist because global companies outsourced work to India, and AI now does much of that work automatically. TCS and Infosys, the pride of Indian IT, are already implementing AI tools that increase productivity per employee. The consequence: fewer new hires. In 2024, Infosys hired only 4,000 freshers compared to 50,000 in peak years. That number tells the entire story. But here's the other side. India also has the largest STEM graduating population in the world. We produce 2.5 million engineers every year. If we can retrain and redirect even a fraction of that talent toward AI development, AI governance and emerging tech, India could be a AI superpower. The Indian government launched its national AI mission with 10,000 crore rupees in funding. IITs are adding AI programs, startups in Bengaluru are building AI products used globally. We are not just consumer of this revolution, we have a chance to be an architect of it. But that window will not stay open forever. The countries and individuals that move fast will win. Those who wait will be left behind. Here's the honest truth about AI. It is the most powerful technology humanity has ever created, and like every powerful technology before it will cause disruption, pain and inequality before it creates prosperity and progress. The Industrial Revolution killed artisan crafts and farming communities and then created a century of unprecedented wealth. The internet destroyed newspaper, travel agencies and retail stores and created Google, Amazon and millions of digital jobs that didn't exist before. AI will do the same, but faster, more broadly and more deeper into what it means to be human. The question is not whether you will be affected, you will be. The question is whether, when this chapter of history is written, you are on the side that acted or the side that waited. The machine has learned to think, now it's your turn.